Good morning, Dan Wood with Northern Sun Mercantile. In this video we are going to put a floor in our 8x8 chicken coop, which is sitting directly on the ground right now. I'm going to build a base. I'm going to lift it up. I'm not quite sure how we're going to get it onto the base yet, but we're going to lift it up and see if we can slide it on. Got help coming later. I'm just going to get this base built and decked over with some OSB. We've got 85 layer chicks in the brooder right now that need to come out. We need to get them a more permanent solution. And this is the coop in question. It's a Jamaica Cottage Shop 8x8 coop. Take a look inside just so you guys can see what we're working with. It's a dirt floor. Get in here so we can see without the glare of the sun. It's sitting on a pressure treated, I think they're 4x6 pressure treated base. What I'm hoping to do is build the base the size of the footprint, and then just lift this thing up, and probably with the tractor and some chains and maybe a jack, and get it sitting on a nice base that'll be predator free. We're going to put some hardware cloth down on top of the floor joist and then deck it over with the 3/4 inch OSB, and then I can get this thing cleaned up and get some heaters in here, and we'll get those 85 chicks in here set up so that when it warms up they can start going outside. We'll have some separate poultry netting for them just to keep them separate from the rest of the 150 adult birds that we have for a while. Let's get started. I'm going to start by laying out some blocks roughly in the footprint because I want to get it up on these concrete blocks. I'll get the layout marked on these pieces so we can, once I build this box, it'll just be a matter of putting the floor joists in, getting them all nailed in, and then decking it over. These are going to be 16 inches on center on these joists. This is going to be the absolute outside edge, so hooking on here I've got to be 1 inch back, or 3/4 of an inch back from the 16 inch center mark, which on a tape measure they're always marked in red. 16 inch centers, so it's pretty standard. And then we'll set the joist just to the right side of that line. And these are planed from the regular store. This isn't rough cut, so it's not actually 2 inches. It's 1.5 inches thick. That's why I'm setting them 3/4 of an inch back, which is half of that distance. One trick when you're laying out, doing a layout, so you don't have to mark them all twice. You got two pieces that are going to be mirror images of each other, and it's a good way to not make mistakes. Just lay them right out close like that, and then make your marks. Just make sure you transfer those X's so you know which side of the line to set that on, because that's a pretty common mistake, setting it on the wrong side of the line. And in this case I actually don't even have to cut these at all, because it works out perfectly for the base size to not cut them. It's just a little small, which is fine. just set the other one right on the end. Now, I'm not going to spend a lot of time leveling this right now because we'll probably disrupt it once we get this getting this shed up on the base. So once it's on here, I'll use the high lift jack and jack it up anywhere it needs to be and get it shimmed up with cedar shims or maybe some pressure treated, whatever, depending on how thick the pieces need to be. It's not terribly on level here, so I don't think I'm going to have to do a lot. Guys took a little bit of a ride. Get this set back up. Chickens are really enjoying the sunshine. It was all melted off until recently. We had a little more snow the other day. Got some of the fence put back up for them. Everything is kind of starting to happen around here. Oh, this stuff's heavy. So I don't mangle the edge, I'm just going to use this extra 2x6. And I'll finish nailing that off, and we essentially are ready to get this thing lifted up and moved. Well, my friend came over and gave me a hand. I did not get any footage because it gets a little weird when you start videoing people or asking them if they're okay with being videoed, which I'm sure he was, but wasn't quite comfortable asking him if I could video it. But I'm thankful for the help. We got it up. It was actually fairly easy. I didn't put it back in the back where I planned on, because it worked out where it was just easier to get it to lift the whole building and then drag this forward and level it up underneath. So what we did, I'm going to explain it. It was pretty simple and it didn't actually take very long at all. I had some 2x6x12s, full dimensional lumber left over from the barn. I put them all along this side, one on this side, one on the opposite side, and then we actually jacked underneath that, jacked it all up, and we set 2 blocks over here, concrete blocks, and 2 blocks over here, and same thing on the other side. Got it so it was free and clear underneath, and then we actually used the tractor, hooked a chain to the platform, and we just dragged it underneath. I used the forks on the bucket of the tractor. We lifted it up, got it propped roughly into position, and then we just kind of leveled it up with a level. It didn't take very long at all. Ended up a little higher off the ground than I would have liked. I'm going to have to build a front step for it at some point. But I'm happy. We have a place to put our 85 layer chicks now, and they'll be able to be out here and be safe from predators. I've got hardware cloth under the OSB, under the joist here, and rats and mice and stuff can't get through. And there's actually hardware cloth under all this siding too, 1/2-inch hardware cloth. So it's fairly predator proof. So really happy with the way it turned out, and I'm looking forward to getting them out of the brooder. They're cramped in there right now. There's too many in there, and we're probably going to get them out here tomorrow, get them set up in here. Got broiler chicks coming. First batch is actually coming tomorrow. It'll be occupying one of our 2 brooders, and then 2 weeks from now we'll be getting another batch. So that is going to be in full production here shortly too. So stay tuned for more videos on that. And thank you for watching, and give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Have a great night.